Kyle Tucker is signing with the Los Angeles Dodgers. We have all the details about the contract, the mind-blowing AAV, and how the Dodgers only speak when it's time to say checkmate. That's coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade. We got it, Parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock. Monkey magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Live from the heart of Los Angeles, this is Dodgers Dugout Live with your host, Doug McKain.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the number one Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Subscribe, like, drop a comment down below. What is your reaction to the Dodgers signing Kyle Tucker? The Dodgers just did it again. Somewhere I see Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad saying, how do they keep getting away with this? How do they keep doing this? Once again, the Dodgers get their guy. And not only did they get their guy, they signed a player where there was all these leaks. There was the Mets leak. Oh, the Mets, $200 million, $50 million per year. There was, the Blue Jays, the only team that's willing to give Kyle Tucker 10-plus years. But no one was talking about the Dodgers. There was never $1 amount link to what they were offering him or the years. There was no leak of the money, the years. There was no, this and that. The best we got was Bob Nightingale a couple days ago saying that the Dodgers had offered him a multi-year deal on a high AAV contract. That is all. But what do I always say? The Dodgers speak when it's time to say checkmate. And when it started to get radio silent, when it started to get extremely stealth, the Dodgers, they get their guy. And this one does come as a surprise. This one definitely is a stunner just because it did feel like the Mets were going to get him because of the high AAV contract, the $200 million. And it felt like maybe he's after the dollar amount, maybe he's after the years. But what did I say and what have I been saying all week long? And I hear people in the comments, D-Mac, you always, every video, every episode, it's Kyle Tucker this, Kyle Tucker that. Because when the Dodgers have a chance at signing someone, it's worth discussing. Just like it was with Edwin Diaz, just like it was with Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman, Yamamoto, and all these guys, because they get their guy. It's not like we're talking about, if this was a Padres podcast, or a Pirates podcast, or a Pirates show, or a Rays show, and we're talking about, could they get Kyle Tucker? Like, that's wasted airtime. But it's never wasted airtime if you're a Dodgers show talking about them going after the top free agents, especially when it's to fill a position of need. So what I said on Monday's show was the Dodgers never get off the treadmill. If you're at the gym and you're the Dodgers, you get on that treadmill, then you're at a 6, you're at a 7, and you're at a steady pace, and you just keep going. You keep going. You don't need to slow down. You don't need to speed up. You are going to be at your pace. The Blue Jays, they're at a 6, at a 10, at a 5. Who knows what they're at? They were at a 10 as far as years go. But then there's the Mets. All right, we're going to go right to a 10. We're going to try to sprint, and then all of a sudden we're going to fall off, and we have to get off the treadmill. The Dodgers don't get off the treadmill. They outlast teams. They know this is a marathon in free agency, and here's what they did. Clearly, what happened here was kind of the scenario we talked about on Monday, and this was the dream scenario. The scenario was if he is going to take anything less as far as years, And if he doesn't want to be one of those 10-plus year contract signing players, or if he felt like his earning potential was going to be higher if he gets an opt-out, well, then if it's between the Mets and the Dodgers, why in the world would you ever pick the Mets over the Dodgers? He's won a World Series, but he can also win another World Series. And he gets to bat in a lineup where this is one of the best top fours, top fives we've ever seen in the history of the sport. I mean, on the top of my head, I really think it's the best. Because now he gets to bat in between Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and Will Smith and Teoscar Hernandez and Max Muncy. He's got better protection. He's going to be playing in a better organization that essentially guarantees you a chance to compete for a World Series title. The Mets, even with their payroll, missed the playoffs, missed the postseason. So I think what happened in this situation was Tucker probably was not in love with maybe the idea of going to Toronto, maybe going to Canada. Maybe he wasn't in love with the dollar amount that they had attached to that 10 years. And then it was between the Dodgers and the Mets. And I think what had happened was, and we're going to weigh on the reporting on this, I look at that deal, 4 years, $240 million. I mean, that is a insane record-breaking AAV. And you look at contracts, and we're always going to see them top each other and break and set records, but he's getting $60 million a year. Now, something tells me that the Mets offer, which was at $50 million a year, that was probably on the table for a couple of days. And I'm sure the Dodgers, they had a very impressive offer there, but I find it hard to believe that they had a $240 million offer on the table for 4 years, and it was just sitting there. What I think happened was he got that deal with the Mets, and his agent contacted the Dodgers and Andrew Friedman and said, look, we want to sign with you, but you're going to have to up that offer. And I think the Dodgers looked around and said, hey, the money's good over here. The money's good over here, brother. We got the greenbacks. We got the golden goose that keeps on giving in Shohei Ohtani, who is making $102 million a year in endorsements and deferred 97% of his contract. They've already made their money back on him. The Dodgers are good with cash. They said, fine, let's do it. And they get their guy, Kyle Tucker. So credit to this Dodgers organization. I think back at being in Orlando for the winter meetings, and Dave Roberts was asked about Teoscar Hernandez. And Teoscar Hernandez clearly had a down year offensively, clearly had a down year defensively, was impacted by that groin. And Dave was asked about him. He said, he's our right fielder for now. For now. So clearly they knew something as far as their chances of getting him, because they downplayed the idea of Kyle Tucker and this whole idea they're going to sign another massive free agent. But there's always a chance. And this is exactly the deal the Dodgers won. This is the deal they wanted to sign Bryce Harper to essentially back in 2018. They've wanted to sign a guy like this, a position player where you're getting premium talent in the prime of their careers. He's 29. He's going to be 30. And you get him for a guaranteed 2 years because it's an opt-out after 2. I thought they would have to do an opt-out after 1, and then he could retest the market at 30 after having a great year, and then he jumps, and then that's that. But they get him for 2 years, age 29 season and age 30 season, and if they have to pay him $120 million, if he opts out, it's a good thing, essentially, because it means that he was healthy with the Dodgers, he was great with the Dodgers, he was an all-star, a silver slugger, was 40 to 50% above league average. So really, this is an incredible contract for a team because you don't have to commit the double-digit years. You don't have to give him the Mookie Betts contract, 12,365, or the Shohei 10 for 700, which is really 10 for 453, 473, right? I mean, it's present-day value at $45 million per year. So you protect yourself on the back end, and then now this core is completely younger, too. Everyone wanted a younger team, right? And I think there's a different kind of younger, right? It's not like a 25 or 26-year-old, but this is a 29 or 30-year-old. This is a guy that is in the peak of his prime, whereas Mookie and Freddie, I think in the regular season and the postseason, I mean, Freddie still had the game-winning hit in Game 3 of the World Series, but for the most part, Mookie and Freddie's offense was down, but now you get a younger star who's inarguably the best hitter that was available, and you get him in his prime years, and you pair him with that core. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Teoscar Hernandez, Max Muncy. That core group of guys is now set to put themselves in a position to win their third straight World Series title. It's only been done 4 times in Major League Baseball history. The Yankees did it 3 times, and the A's did it from the early 70s. The Yankees actually 4-peated and 5-peated, and then that Yankees team from 98 to 2000 3-peated. So you put yourself in a position to win 3 titles and then maybe 4, maybe 5. We're talking all-time stuff here. We're talking Tom Brady, New England Patriots. We're talking some of the great dynasties in the history of sports. We're talking about UCLA, Celtics. I mean, we are talking about Showtime Lakers. I mean, Kobe Shaq Lakers. I mean, we're already kind of going past the baseball threshold. If this run can stay together, these pieces can stay healthy, that is what a move like Kyle Tucker does for you. And then you look at the other pros of this too, and that is that you get to add the very best player. Like, here's the thing. We've been talking about a lot of names this offseason, right? We've thrown out a lot of names. Kyle Tucker is the name we've talked about the most just because he's the highest profile free agent of the bunch. Don't get it twisted. He was by far the number 1 free agent target this offseason in Major League Baseball. He was the top dog this time around. And with Kyle Tucker, you get the best guy, and it's not even close. Like, what I always say about the Dodgers now, after the Shohei Ohtani deal with the deferred money on the World Series, they don't shop at Ross, they shop on Rodeo Drive. Look at the Edwin Diaz deal. Look at Yamamoto. They are operating at the very tip top of the market because they want to get the most talented guys, and to get those guys, you got to pay big. Record-setting contract for Yamamoto. Record-setting contract for Shohei Ohtani. Record-setting contract for Edwin Diaz. Record-setting contract for Kyle Tucker. They are flexing their financial muscle, and they're not settling for a Cody Bellinger or a Harrison Bader. They're not having to trade the depth of their farm system. A big key pillar for this Dodgers organization. I've talked to the Dodgers president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman, himself about this, is they don't want to fall off a cliff. They want to be able to sustain this golden age of Dodger baseball for as long as they can. And to be able to do that, you need to preserve your farm system as much as you can. Because when you're winning World Series titles, when you're continuously being a taxpayer and going past the highest threshold of the CBT, you lose draft picks, you lose international bonus pool money. So the system is designed for you to not have a good farm system, yet they have arguably the best farm system in baseball. So because they signed Kyle Tucker and said, hey, here's $60 million per year, they don't have to trade a Josue Tapala, a Zaire Hope, a Jackson Ferris, their top prospects, to get a Jarren Duran or a Wilyer Abreu or a Stephen Kwan or a Brendan Donovan or a Lars Nootbaar, right? Let those teams shop at the Nordstrom Rack or whatever. We're shopping on Rodeo Drive. That's what the Dodgers do. And this is another example of this being the healthiest professional franchise in all of sports, in my estimation. It truly is. And the initial credit goes to Mark Walter and the Guggenheim Group, who saved this franchise from the Frank McCourt era. And then it's the moves that Friedman has made. It's the moves that he hasn't made at times. And it's also Shohei Ohtani deferring the money. And then on top of everything else, the fans and the success in the postseason, because they're a massive revenue-driving team. So just an incredible day for Dodger baseball. They continue to ruin baseball. And the LOL Mets, What I say on Monday, forget the LOL Mets, it's the LFG Dodgers. And then on top of that, the Blue Jays. Oh, those poor Blue Jays. You lose out on Shohei Ohtani to the Dodgers. Think about that. It's been a rough time for a Blue Jays fan. And the Dodgers have to be absolutely despised by that fan base. The Blue Jays lost Shohei Ohtani when they thought they had him. They lost to the Dodgers in the World Series. And then they lose Kyle Tucker to the Dodgers. Duh! Blue Jays lose. But welcome to Dodgers Dugout Live. We'll talk more about Kyle Tucker, the lineup, the player. But I want your reaction down below. What do you think about this signing? We got the WDGAF Dodgers. Duh, Blue Jays lose. Another plane diverted to L.A. from Kearney. Yes. I mean, we used to pray for times like this. We used to dream about times like this, and we're getting to experience this in real time. A time that this is just like, I know that so many of you have grown up Dodgers fans. And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't believe in anyone gatekeeping. I love this. Dodgers are inevitable. I love that. Three-peat coming. Because Kyle's a bad mother Tucker. But I know a lot of you guys have followed this team your entire life. I've had people that have watched the show that say they're in their 90s, right? And I've had people that say that they became a fan when Shohei Ohtani joined this team. It does not matter. I don't believe in gatekeeping a franchise. I don't believe in gatekeeping a team. I think that if you have followed this team for a long time, that it's more rewarding for you to get to experience this. But just think about the era we're in. Hundreds of years from now, when the Dodgers still exist, it will never be like this. It's never going to look this good. And I'm confident to say, I hate to speak in absolutes. I hate to say never, but it's never going to be like this. Whether it be the CBT or the salary cap or a salary floor, things will change. You're never going to have another Shohei Ohtani. You're never going to have another group of guys like this in Yamamoto and this whole group. So savor this and enjoy this. And really just, it's incredible. It really, truly is. We got D-Mac. Please don't ruin my evening by mentioning Frank McCourt and the screaming meanie. Hey, go watch my short documentary called Frankrupt, how he almost ruined the Dodgers. It's some of my best work. But yeah, he's a bad mother Tucker. I'm just going to say it. Dynasty, baby. I bleed Dodger blue since 83. That's from Dodgers Dune out there. Scooble next. Mr. Castor getting greedy. You're like the Wolf of Wall Street, right? Getting greedy. Greed is good, like Gordon Gekko said in Wall Street, right? I love it. Okay, so let's talk about Kyle Tucker, the player, and we'll continue to wait for more details as they emerge. I want to check what Jeff Passan, the GOAT of all GOATs, has to say. He just tweeted out Kyle Tucker's 4-year, $240 million contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers includes opt-outs after the second and third seasons. Sources tell ESPN an enormous windfall for the best free agent available, and the champs get better. Robert Murray was on top of the money. Yeah, you guys want to look at some pictures here? Look at that. Look at Kyle Tucker in a Dodgers uniform. Of course, he's got to get a new number because Doc wears 30. And you also got Maury Wills. Oh, look at this one. I mean, just look at these. I could look at these all day. Let's do the full lineup. Okay. Shout out to BR Walkoff and the gang. I mean, look at this. Hey, and there's Will Smith right in between them. No, but of course, I mean, just incredible stuff. Incredible stuff for this Dodgers team. And I think the more we discuss this, it is about the player that he is. It's about just how talented he is. And before we talk about that, I do want to mention something because there was this narrative that was spreading about Tucker this offseason that he doesn't love baseball, that there was some Anthony Rendon vibes. And it started to go all throughout the game. And I said that, look, here's the truth. He's a great talented hitter. It's impossible to not be this good and not love the game. And I'm still trying to think of what questions I want to ask at the press conference. I think I'm going to go bold with that one. What do you guys think? I'm going to say, hey, Kyle, there was a narrative about you during this free agency that questioned your love and commitment for baseball. What do you have to say about that? And it's kind of a bold question, but I can't wait for him to prove the haters wrong on that. I cannot wait for that. I mean, look at some of these lineups and drop your Dodgers lineup with Kyle Tucker. But look at this lineup. Shohei Ohtani batting leadoff at DH. Mookie Betts at short, batting second. Freddie Freeman batting third at first base. Then Kyle Tucker batting cleanup in right field. And yes, you got to go back-to-back with the lefties in that situation. But great hitters, really, are they going to have platoon issues? And then after Kyle Tucker, you got Will Smith at catcher, Max Muncy at third, Teoscar in left field, Tommy Edman at second base, and then Andy Pages in center field. This lineup, you can just go to the Louvre, rip off the Mona Lisa, and put this lineup right there because this is a work of art. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Kyle Tucker, Will Smith, Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman, Andy Pages. That's an all-star team. That is an all-star team. That is a team with multiple MVPs and all-stars essentially top to bottom. The guys that aren't all-stars are ones that we were talking about as potential all-stars early last season when Tommy Edman got off to a hot start with the home runs, and then Andy Pages was really, really close to making the all-star team last year. So now you've got Kyle Tucker, who really has the highest AAV in Major League Baseball history. Shohei Ohtani's is $70 million, but with the deferred money, kind of cracks it down to $45 million. So Kyle Tucker, the highest single-season AAV in Major League Baseball history. And, checks notes, they're teammates. They are teammates. Shohei Ohtani and Kyle Tucker. Unbelievable stuff. Think about this. Every hitter in the Dodgers lineup now has recorded a season with 4+ or more WAR. Shohei Ohtani, 9.4, Betts, 10.2, Freeman, 7.7, Tucker, 4.9, Smith, 4.6, Muncy, 4.5, Hernandez, 4. If you want to go that route, then you've got Edman at 5.4 and Andy Pages at 4.1. It's just unbelievable to think about how talented this lineup is. And just to give you an idea of how good of a hitter Kyle Tucker is, and we've kind of talked about this a lot on the show, that he did get off to a great start last year, and then he hurt his finger sliding into a base, and then he had his calf injury later in the year. But he's just one of 6 players in all of Major League Baseball since the start of the 2021 season that has accrued 25+ WAR and an OPS plus of 140 or more, meaning that league average is 100 and anything above that is above league average. Look at that list of players that we're talking about. Aaron Judge is first. Juan Soto is second. Shohei Ohtani is third. Freddie Freeman is fourth. Corey Seager is fifth. And Kyle Tucker is sixth. So on that list, 4 of the 6 players have been Dodgers at one point, and 3 of the 6 players are now on the same team. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is stuff you dream of. These are the teams that you make in video games. This is like being in a fantasy baseball league and you only have one team in it. Like maybe 2 teams, but really you have one team. Like it is really incredible. Just got to go deeper on some of his numbers. He's gone past 4 wins above replacement in each of the last 5 years. He was on pace to go above that in 2022. So in 2020, the season was shortened to 60 games, but he's averaging 5.1 B WAR and 4.7 F WAR per season from 21 to 25. I mean, the word that comes to mind to describe his hitting ability when he's healthy is consistency. This is someone who you can pretty much put it in Sharpie that he's going to be at least above a 130 weighted runs created plus. Now, we've talked a lot about Bo Bichette, right? Like, he's a superior hitter to Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette is a great hitter, But I think at the very, like, Bo Bichette's ceiling, I think, if we're being just completely honest, is like a 135 weighted runs created plus hitter, where he's 35% above league average. Kyle Tucker's ceiling is 60% above league average. He's just a different caliber of hitter. And his journey here, I mean, he's going to be a right fielder. That's where he's played over 90% of his games. And could he move to left? I mean, who knows what their decision is going to be for that. But I anticipate him being in right. And Teoscar Hernandez, if they keep him, who knows? Do they consider moving Teoscar Hernandez? Do they consider trading him? Because now when you look at it, it's Andy Pages, it's Teo, it's Alex Call, it is Ryan Ward, and we just had Ryan Ward on the show. So looks like he's not going to be playing right field. What do they do with those guys? And they're going to have a logjam. We talked about Ryan Ward, how he is a guy that is a lefty that rakes against righties, and that, yeah, I mean, he's someone that is a monster against them at the AAA level, but there was just no time to waste for that. I mean, like, they need a guy, a sure thing, to help them win this season, and that's certainly where they are at. So, look, I mean, this is just kind of one of those moves that you think, wow. I mean, oh, by the way, you see Gavin Lux was traded to the Rays. G Lux was to Josh Lowe in a deal for that. But yeah, I just can't. I mean, the biggest question is, do they flip Freddie and Kyle Tucker in the lineup, and do they try to put Will Smith in between Kyle Tucker in the lineup? I just don't think that they're going to bat Tucker as low as fifth. He's just too good of a hitter. And, yeah, I mean, at that point, I don't think you're worried about that. I wouldn't flip Freddie. I'd want to keep him up in the lineup for sure, but we will see. But, wow, Kyle Tucker is a Los Angeles Dodger, man. Thankfully, it's over, too. And it's over, but it's we're happy about the result. I think that really the lesson here is, man, just when it gets radio silent, when you see the Dodgers just not saying anything, you really know there's a pretty good chance that they're going to get their guy. And you just, hey, next year, we'll see what that year brings with the lockout, CBA, whatever it may be. But I don't think that's the concern right now, because you're guaranteed the 2026 season. And how about a round of applause? How about a round of applause for the great Andrew Friedman, man? Like, the absolute GOAT. This front office, they're the absolute GOATs. And he's Thanos, and he's collecting the Infinity Stones. And he might need another, a complete other hand to put those Infinity Stones on, because now the Infinity Stones are everywhere. And the Avengers had to go back in time to beat Thanos, so let's not forget that. But, yeah, I can't wait after the show to go back and see some of the crash outs for some other teams. By the way, I'm going to be giving away a number. We'll see what he picks, but I'm going to be giving away a Kyle Tucker Dodgers jersey. All you have to do to be eligible, and I do this every time, and you can check the DMs. You got pictures. This is something I love to do, and it makes me happy because I love to kind of spread the joy of Dodger baseball, and I just get so excited about these signs. I live for this stuff. This is Christmas morning to me. It's the kid opening up that N64. He's like, Nintendo 64, yeah, right? That's me right now, because it's just so exciting. I mean, you're basically, it's like we just basically like got a new friend. You know what I mean? Like, think about this. You're going to be hanging out with this guy for 7 months out of the year. Like, he's going to be your guy that you see on the TV, listen to the radio, watch on social media. Like, you just got a new friend, right? That's how it feels when they make these acquisitions, is you're getting a new one of your guys, right? And if you want to be eligible for that jersey I'm going to give away, go to my Twitter at DMAC_LA. It's my most recent tweet. Retweet it, and then go to the LA Sports Report and subscribe. That's my new show. That's my new channel. It's dedicated to all sports, but we talk a lot about Dodger baseball over there, too. A lot of spicy takes. I'm going to be doing live breakdowns over there. Some things that I can't do on this channel for Dodgers-related content, I can do over there. It's one of the reasons why I started this project with that in mind. So yeah, go over there, the LA Sports Report on YouTube, subscribe, retweet, and if I gonna have everyone collect everyone's retweet it, put it in a randomizer, and present it to you guys. And if you win, you win, and you love to see that. But back to the comments here. Blue Jays just got tucked. Scott's a comment of the show. DreamHack, we got man, lots of comments now. Let's see what we got, man. You guys are rocking and rolling here. It's always at the most random times, right? Shohei, it's like 12 a.m. Roki was pretty late. It's like there's always these like random times, which is you just never know. You never know when it's going to strike. So today was that day for the Dodgers. But let's see, we got more here. And I'm guessing too, since it's so late in the week, that you're not going to see the press conference tomorrow. But you are going to. He ain't worth $60 billion a year. He's not getting $60 billion. He's getting $60 million. He's definitely not worth $60 billion. Look, I mean, maybe Shohei Ohtani, but no, even that, obviously not. But $60 million, he is. He is worth $60 million a year because you don't have to commit to the long deal. I mean, it is just crazy, though. $60 million in the 4 years, man, that is wild. Three-peat, Tarek Skubal, and now you guys are just like, all right, we got him. Let's go to Tarek Skubal. That's just funny. Tucker was on the Trastros. Yeah, he was, but he wasn't on that team that you're thinking of. He wasn't a cheater. What up, IB Stroking? $5. Appreciate it. What up, DMAC? Much love. Let's go, Dodgers. Yeah, guys, spring training is on the way. Pitchers and catchers reporting is on the way. We got storylines. I mean, man, this is the organization that keeps on giving because they inject this franchise with more life once again. So, yeah, it's going to be the post-game show before you know it. And, yeah, the Death Star is fully activated. And it's and I love this one, too. I mean, who else are the Dodgers going to get? Every time the Dodgers make one of these signings, I always think of this. I always think of this every time the Dodgers pull off their most recent, let's break baseball, let's ruin signing. When are we going to get this one? When are we going to get this one? Breaking. Dodgers signed Jesus Christ out of Bethlehem. I mean, man, that makes me laugh. Shout out to the Dodgers fans of San Diego, man. Wow. It's just unbelievable stuff. Go to gearup.la, by the way, and get your We Just Ruined Baseball t-shirt because they just did that once again. We now need to come up with a Kyle Tucker t-shirt. I mean, man, it's baseball ruined, check. The Blue Jays fans are not happy. Kyle Tucker is not on a plane to Toronto. The reverse Uno. Yes. Wow. Yeah, you got I mean, just so much is really in play now. I mean, it's they fixed. Here's the thing. The Dodgers had a very bad outfield by their standards last year. They had the 18th best outfield out of 30 teams. Their outfield combined had 4.3 WAR. And yes, Miles Conforto, if you're looking at the group project, my man didn't even show up. My man was falling asleep, and he was just the F student there. So he brought down that WAR. But of the 4.3 WAR that the Dodgers accrued last year from their outfielders, 4.1 of that was Andy Pages. From an offensive standpoint, that was a major weakness there. And also, too, I mean, thinking about more takeaways, hey, guess what? You know what else dies tonight? The Mookie Betts is going back to right field conversation. Thankfully, that's gone forever. Mookie's going to be an infielder, whether it be shortstop or second base from this point on. By the way, Mookie had over 4 WAR last season. Pretty awesome. But I have to admit, I think if you guys have watched my show Monday through Friday, 24/7, never take a day off if there's any type of Dodgers news or rumors or things to get into. And I spent a lot of time. I've talked about Kyle Tucker more than any player this offseason because there was always a chance just kind of looking at ways it could happen. But I have to say, I am pretty stunned by this one. I am pretty shocked by this one just because it felt like at the end, even with checking with sources yesterday, it felt like he was going to go for that long-term deal, but then the Dodgers end up swooping in. And like I said, still want to ask around, but it feels like the Dodgers up their offer in the last moments there, or at least last day there, because $240 million with an opt-out. I mean, here's the thing, too. From Kyle Tucker's standpoint, I mean, is he really sacrificing that much when you think about it? I mean, 4 years, $240 million is already kind of ridiculous. Like, that used to be the deal that you would get for those 10-year contracts in a way, right? I mean, Trey Turner signed for 11 years and $300 million, right? So to get that, it's like, I think from the overall risk perspective, he's really taking on a tiny bit of risk, but not too much. Like, I mean, he can opt out. Think about this. I mean, he can opt out after the second year and the third year. So if he stays for the 3 years and he's at $180 million, and then you add the fact that you're probably not having your best seasons if that's the case, but there's a world where he can opt out of one of these contracts and sign a $300 million deal, and then he's at $400 million total for his career as far as the big contracts go. And the other factor here is that, you know, I'll do the numbers crunching as far as the salary cap, and we'll talk about it tomorrow on Dodgers Dugout Live in the morning. The other thing here to point out is that this is taxed at 110% rate. I mean, think about how insane that is. I mean, essentially what they're paying for, it really just, hey, man, it ain't our money, right? It ain't our money. I wish it was. Trust me, I wish it was. But think about this. I mean, the Dodgers are basically paying over $120 million for 1 year for Kyle Tucker, because the final threshold for the CBT this year is $304 million. The Dodgers are well past that. So everything past that is taxed at 110% rate. So that is going to be a pretty hefty luxury tax penalty that they're going to have to pay. So is it a lot of money for him? I think it is for sure, but not for the Dodgers. I think that the Dodgers are the only team that makes sense for financially. I think you can maybe make the case that the Blue Jays and Mets, sure, but I don't think he makes that much sense for the Mets at that price, because I think the Mets aren't built to be a World Series winner in 2026 and 2027. I mean, maybe possibly, but like anything can happen in a way. But the truth is they don't really have that kind of depth. The Blue Jays, they are kind of that team now where you fear, because they're that second team now as far as they've passed the Yankees. They've passed the Red Sox as far as spending goes. But is their team, from a rotation standpoint, ready to win a World Series next season? It's possible. They had a really good year, and Vlad was great. But for the Dodgers, it makes sense because they had a weakness. They needed a star. They didn't want to trade their depth, and they're making so much money because of Shohei Ohtani and having 4 million fans in attendance every year and having an $8.25 billion TV deal and all those things, and selling micheladas for $200 and parking for $300 and Dodger dogs for $50, all that kind of stuff. So that price, I don't think, is too much when you consider the circumstances with him in LA. They need a guy that can say, hey, we need the best possible fit for the 2026 Dodgers, and he certainly brings that. So the other thing, too, is, man, I mean, like, what a difference a year makes. I mean, even last year with a stacked lineup and a stacked roster, their offseason outfielder acquisition was Michael Conforto, and now the national nightmare that was Michael Conforto is over. And then I think you improve your defense by, think about this, you not only improved your offense, you're going to improve your defense because Teo now gets shifted over to left field. And even if he struggles over there, he can't hurt the team as much in left as he did in right, because in right, you misplay a ball, it becomes a triple. In left, most of the time, if you misplay a ball, at the worst, it's a double. And there's things like that. And the ball just, the spin that it travels when it's coming off the bat when you're in right's different. Playing the line in right's different. You need a little more speed. It's different. So, yeah, I mean, that other takeaways too. Just I guess we ain't getting that Ryan Ward, Alex Call platoon that we were talking about a few weeks ago and a few days ago. In theory, it makes some sense at the time, but who knows? I do wonder if they would trade Ryan Ward for some prospects to plug into the team that they don't have to include on the 40-man roster. I do wonder if they take calls on Teoscar Hernandez. I do wonder some of those things. But all right, guys, that is my reaction. I am stoked. Let's go Dodgers, baby. Let's go. I owe you guys a shoey, by the way. Tucker is trash. Okay, Padres fan, probably. What's up, Claudia? On a scale of 1 to 10, how shocked you guys? I would say, you're never like totally surprised, but I would say like a 6.2. $30 million deferred money confirmed. John Heyman on it, $199 USD. So the Los Angeles deferrals are back, and that's a great point there. You knew there was going to be deferrals in this contract somewhere. It was just a question of where and how much of those deferrals there were. I love these fans saying baseball is broken. Cry harder. Cry harder. Hey, look, guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little ashamed. You guys know what this is. I need I kind of like need a McDonald's Slum Buster today, so, and I need that spicy Diet Coke, so I'm gonna sip those tears there. But yeah, it's a $30 million in deferrals out of that 240, so that'll knock that present day value down a tad. So yeah, kind of do the math on that, but you're gonna be above in that $50 million range on that one. So. Yeah, I mean, that's what takes you over the top, and that's what gets the deal done. I think ultimately he wanted to win a World Series. I really do. I think he ultimately wanted to win a World Series, and I think that he wanted to be on this team. I think he wanted to put himself in the best position to go and do that. So, yeah, we've got some more here. All right, yeah, guys, keep firing away. CBT should just go away. Yeah, I mean, look at the Marlins, man. They had $38 million in overall revenue generated. The Dodgers were at $21 million as far as how much they netted. So, yeah, all those broke teams, they are just not putting that money back into their franchise. Let the luxury tax hit Bill. Yeah. We got Gavin Lux of the Rays from Jenna. I'm going to read a lot of your comments here, guys, for the rest of the show. Adam, I haven't been to a game since 2023. Hey, stay at home, man. No line for the bathroom, all the snacks, 4K. It ain't the worst. $5 parking in Chinatown. Dan Moreno, is that a hack? Let me know. I could do another Dodger Stadium secrets. I like this is a comment show. Tuck you, Sadres, taking a shot at the Padres. Park outside the stadium in front of the Arena Police Academy for free. Sorry, Bo. Get Bo and Scooble. Why not? Teo for Duran. You're smoking. Get Bo 2 and Scuba. Expect to pay more for everything at Dodger Stadium and be happy about it. Hey, man, let's enjoy these times, man. We used to pray for times like this, and it's been a great era. So this is your shock factor. Dan Moreno says 9 out of 10. OTC says 10 out of 10. BC just taking a shot to Padres. Padres will never win a World Series. Yeah, that Padres trophy case has the record for being the loneliest trophy case in all of professional sports. Dodgers are horse poop, bro. Okay, wow, you really got us with that one. Mitch 7 3-peat 7.9 for true. Dodgers 3-peats. Dodgers just signed a nearby. Okay, this is a comment show. Dodger just signed a nearby Comet to have it fly over Dodger Stadium after every home run. I love it. Pick your team. I love this one. $2 super chat from Thomas Burry. Pick your team, Team USA versus the Dodgers. Give me the Dodgers. I really would take that team. I mean, of course, you got some members. I mean, do we get to have Will Smith, right? But, hey, man, give me Yamamoto, right? D-Mac, what do you think about the top 5 moves over the past decade? Also, what about Call's playing time? Yeah, I think, look, Alex Call was never brought in to be an everyday player, an everyday starter. He's someone that you still can use as a late-game defensive substitution, and if Teoscar Hernandez is still on the team, that could be a role for him. And coming off the bench, the ability to see 4 or 5 pitches per at bat, the ability to draw walks and then do some bat drops and pimp a walk is another thing. So it doesn't necessarily mean the end of Alex Call, because if Alex Call was going to be the starting outfielder for the Dodgers, it either meant they completely whiffed on trades and free agency, and it also mean that like there's guys injured. So I still think that they want quality depth in the organization, and they think that's going to be for that. As far as the top 5 moves in the past decade, I mean, I still think you got to talk about Mookie Betts because he said it himself. Then Shohei is obviously number 1, but I think that in that group you got Mookie Betts. You've got the fact that he changed the culture as far as before Mookie, there was no World Series titles, right? You can say what you want about 2020, but he was a major, major reason why they won there. But, I mean, I think a lot of these moves, and I could drop a top 5 for you tomorrow on the high 5, but kind of top of my head, I mean, Yamamoto, you could say he's the World Series MVP. They got for $325. Shohei Ohtani is right there. Mookie's right there. Freddie Freeman, you got for $162 million, and at $27 million a year, a guy that won the World Series MVP and is the only player ever to hit walk-off home runs in multiple World Series. So now you look at Blake Snell was a great move. I think other moves that helped them win a World Series, I would not discount the move they made to trade for Tommy Edman and Michael Kopech, because you look at that move and Miguel Vargas include that move and some prospects, and everyone said, wait, Tommy Edman's injured. Wait, Michael Kopech has an ERA close to 5. The Dodgers do not win the World Series in 2024 without Tommy Edman and Michael Kopech. And you can also throw Jack Flaherty into that mix as well. So that's a off the top of the dome top 5. But, I mean, look, I'll give you the number 1 move they've ever made. It's bringing Andrew freaking Friedman, the GOAT. We got, there you go. That's the T-shirt. Tuck around and find out. I like that. Tucker just posted a sick video on Instagram. Oh, I got to see that. Hydrate DMAC. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'll react to that video over on the LA Sports Report. F the Dodgers. Cry more, hater. We've got maybe 6. Yeah, that Dan T. I like that. What number should he wear? Wear 60. Well, actually, we're gonna have to get the deferred money amount. It'll be like 52.6 or something. But drinking wine right now. I love that, man. What you guys sipping on? Kyle Tucker doesn't want to be an LOL Met. Exactly. Dodgers broke my sport. Hey, Tim. Well, just be a Dodgers fan, okay? Join us, okay? Bo is half the price, though, D-Mac. We've got Tucker has, let's go Dodgers. How late am I? Yeah, what's up, guys? Go Blue, Waterboy Sheesh. Tucker, yeah, okay, got the Tucker haters still rocking down below. Let's see what else we got here. Academy parking. Yeah, that's another hack. Academy parking saves hundreds per season. Interesting. LA fan. A point not talked about enough is the Dodgers invested in being a good place to play when the offers are in the same ballpark. Then the team quality is a tiebreaker. Yeah, I mean, look, you can spin that every which way. Sports Illustrated used to poll the players and ask them which of the ballparks they like to play at as far as the grass and the dirt. The Dodgers were number 1 every year. So just from that standpoint alone, players love playing at Dodger Stadium. It's the biggest ballpark in the world. And we got, Jays will now pivot to belly. Yeah, see, that's the thing, man. Like the belly, reheating the McDonald's French fries and bringing belly back. It was a nice idea, but this is fresh. Like, this is how you keep things exciting. Like for people like me and you, like, I know that you guys are completely invested in you care counting down the days until opening day and spring training. But, like, this re-energizes a clubhouse. I've spoken to players on this team about that. When you infuse a already talent-rich team with even more talent and players that want to win World Series titles and they want to win their own World Series titles, well, there you go. I mean, I think that's the major thing about that is you're really getting a lot of energy boosting into the franchise. So let's take a look over on Twitter. Let's see what else, if there's any other news about this. By the way, Blake Snell, he responded to MLB's post saying hello with the cold-faced emoji. So that's great stuff. Okay, now in NBA terms, Kyle Tucker, the Dodgers, like KD to the Warriors. Here's the difference there, and I'll tell you the main difference there. I don't think that is an apt comparison. I don't think that's an apples-to-apples comparison just because of this. When KD went to the Warriors, he immediately became the best player on that team. That version of KD was even better than Steph Curry. Steph Curry, the best shooter of all time. KD was the better player. KD won both those finals MVPs. Shohei Ohtani is still inarguably the best player on the Dodgers. But I do think that Kyle Tucker, if he stays healthy, could have a better and more productive hitting year than Mookie and Freddie Freeman just because he's in the peak of his prime. And I wouldn't put it against those guys to have great seasons, but that's where they're at. And that's the big difference there. And look, here's the thing, man. Like, Kyle Tucker, he wants to win, man. And Shohei Ohtani, by the way, just followed Kyle Tucker on Instagram. So there's that. And a lot of fans going crazy, man. I love to see that. How about this? Shohei Ohtani and Kyle Tucker are not only the highest AAVs in MLB history, the two combined at $130 million, it's not including the deferrals, to make that like that more, they make more than 10 clubs spend on their entire payrolls last year. Think about that. Shohei Ohtani and Kyle Tucker combined are making more than the Colorado Rockies, Cincinnati Reds, Milwaukee Brewers, Washington Nationals, Cleveland Guardians, Pittsburgh Pirates, Chicago White Sox, Tampa Bay Rays, Athletics, and Miami Marlins spent on their entire payrolls. Hey, the Dodgers aren't the problem. The Dodgers are the solution. 51 million people tuned into the Game 7. It's the brokies that are hurting baseball. So I don't want to hear anything about that. By the way, the Dodgers are getting better odds to win. The Dodgers have now a plus 30 odds to win the World Series. It was plus 270, so it goes even lower, which is good. And then the next closest is the Yankees at plus 1,000, the Phillies at plus 1,200. So, pretty insane stuff right there. Pretty insane stuff. By the way, what was that tweet about for Stephen Cohen on the Mets saying, let me know when you see some smoke? So just wild stuff. All right, guys, let's keep. Oh, I like this one. This is the best graphic I've seen so far. All right, guys, if you want to continue the chat, I'm going to be going live on the LA Sports Report minutes after this one. So you guys can find me over there. We'll talk some more Kyle Tucker. And then tomorrow, we're going to do a full breakdown of the lineup, the takeaways, the contract, anything else that happens. And we'll talk about the rest of the plan for the offseason, if there is one, or are we ready to roll? Okay, Bloodhound Lil Jeff says, yeah, remember Stephen Cohen's tweet? We're officially the new Murderers Row from Mario Landaverde. We got a shoey. I'm going to do a shoey, guys. Oh, how about, okay, first of all, Robbie Hyde, my friend, who does a fantastic job, 10 out of 10, on his own channel, but also he does the Red Sox version of Foul Territory, Monster Territory, I believe what it's called. He gives me a super chat, 199. Appreciate that. Felt good about my Tucker Dodgers prediction day one. Hyde, you called it, and we appreciate that. By the way, go follow man Robbie Hyde. This dude, my dude's putting in time in the gym, bro. He's getting jacked. Saw him in Orlando. My man, he's hanging out with I think Robbie Hyde hangs out with Fernando Tatis Jr. and they share ringworm cream together or something because my dude's looking pretty jacked. Yes, I second. What is D-Max bench? My max bench? Sheesh. Back in the DZ, man. Probably 260. But after the back surgery, I'm still building up that core, guys. I'll get back in the mix. Trust me. I still am. But here we go. Super chat from Andy Chen. 199. The Padres, we almost had Tucker. There you go. Hey, it's like Paul Walker and Fast and Furious. I almost had you. We've got Blake Snell needs to step up in the World Series this year. Hey, Blake Snell was great for the Dodgers in the postseason. Ohtani, Dodgers, Dynasty, baby. Steph better than KD. Not in those years he wasn't. And Steph was the biggest reason why they won the finals. No doubt about that. We can have that debate over on the LASR if you want. What is up, Flux Capacitor? $4.99. I appreciate that. I'm going to defer some of this money. Shout my boy D-Mac. Keep it up, BQ. What is up, my man? Oh, no, that's my dude, Brian Quinones. South Pasadena legend. What a BQ. Hey, man, I remember having a great time talking sports with you back in the day. I got to catch up with you one of these days, IRL, my man. Appreciate you rocking with us, dude. And, yeah, man, that's awesome to see you in the chat like that. My man Brian Quinones throwing out his government name here on Dodgers Dugout Live here. We got about 5,000 in the chat, it looks like, or more, but you guys are rocking with us, guys. Thanks for making this the number one Dodgers show on YouTube and the number one Dodgers podcast in the world. And, yeah, I'm working on my list of giveaways for the 2026 season, so be on the lookout for that. And, yeah, guys, it's going to be a fun year, man. Are you guys ready, man? Post-game shows, in-stadium post. It's going to be such an incredible year, and I cannot wait. Is Dave Roberts going to give Kyle Tucker number 30? You know what? I'm going to try to find out, like, before the press conference, but I don't anticipate that because here's the thing. Dave Roberts wears number 30 in large part to pay tribute to Maury Wills. Maury Wills, an MVP, not going to be the Hall of Fame. Dave Roberts is going to be a Hall of Famer one day, and no one will ever wear 30 after that. So, sorry. Kyle, I love you, brother, but number 30 is sticking with Dave Roberts, okay? Paul Aguilar, D-Mac, you're absolutely right. It's those crybaby owners who don't care to invest their teams as the Dodgers do. Yep, no doubt about it. Thanks, Dan Marino. Appreciate you guys. Dodgers are trending number one on Twitter. That's no surprise, Krista. I mean, and you know what's funny is how many of those tweets are anti-Dodgers tweets, are Dodgers haters out there. Cry more. What up, Jose? Appreciate you. Dodgers Stadium is fully operational. Death Star. That's a comment of the show. Pop a bottle from FN. MLB better be in the lab. Three-peat coming. Sweeney plus of prospects. Trade chip for Tarek and no guaranteed deal. Breaking news. Tatis. Tongues out again. Oh, man, that guy's annoying. 260. Prove it. Yep. Give me a lockout. No lockout for us, okay? Bellinger is another winner here. Someone will definitely overpay for him now. It's a great point. Now, this really sets the market for sure as far as the remaining free agents, and you're going to see Bellinger sign. I think he goes back to the New York Yankees, but depending on how aggressive the Toronto Blue Jays want to get, maybe you see them up the ante because, look, you can make the case the Blue Jays are the richest ownership group in the sport right now. So that is something to consider too. I think $30 million is deferred. Yep, three-peat coming. D-Mac, you continue to be dialed in. You had another hunch and nailed it. Get this man a crystal ball on the desk, Josh Witt. Look, I thought there was a chance for Tucker. It wasn't like me saying that there. I've had some like my craziest. I won't say that I predicted Tucker, but I did say that there was always going to be a chance until he signs another team because that's what the Dodgers do. So I'm not going to take the victory lap on calling this one, but I definitely made all these videos and I had all these episodes in the offseason about him for a reason, just because there was more than a 0% chance. And the last time we handicapped was like at 41%. I think the craziest one my craziest call ever was before most Dodgers fans even knew Yamamoto was. It was during the NLDS when the Dodgers were going to lose to the Diamondbacks in 2023. And my offseason plan was to trade for Tyler Glasnow and sign Yamamoto. And that's what I thought they were going to do. And that was just kind of my all-time one. But Josh Witt, what up? We got, but you know what, though, man? At the same token, I can take an L too, guys. I'll always have to live with my all-time worst take. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Let me know what the most embarrassing take, the one that if I had the flux capacitor, if I could go into the DeLorean and take it back. You know what it is, guys. I said Shohei to the Dodgers 2 years before it was happening because of things I heard from agents and how I felt in my gut and things like that. I called a lot of the stuff, but my worst take was saying that Michael Conforto was going to be an all-star, and he turned out to be Michael Conforto. What do I have to do to purge myself? Let me know, guys. What do you need to see me do on this show for you not to call me out on the Michael Conforto take? We got Robbie D-Mac. First thing I did after reading the pass-in tweet was come to YouTube for your stream. You're the GOAT. This team is the GOAT. I love this era of Dodger baseball and sharing it with Dodgers Nation. Robbie, appreciate that. That's what it's all about. Like, if we didn't have, like, friends and family members, and if we didn't have this community that we have, like, this wouldn't hit the same. So, yeah, we're all a big part of it, and you guys are the biggest part of it, really, 100%. We need we need a Dodgers Coyotes t-shirt. Okay, I like that. How about my friend, by the way, how about Will Klein? I'll take a little break right here, and I'll show you this moment from Will Klein if you didn't see already. Is this going to be a thing, is Will Klein the new Catman? It's Ask a Big Leaguer. God. Oh, there's your cat. There we go.
Oh, he just climbed up my back.
Oh, nice. God. That's gotta
it hurts so bad.
Hey, what's up? We got a Dodger. We got the cat. This is gonna be the rally cat, man. We got the rally cat all season for sure. I love it. This is the Dodgers' new mascot. We had a coyote at Dodger Stadium over the weekend. Now we got a cat on the Will Klein.
How does a coyote get into the stadium?
My fear was it was looking for decoy. I was like, get that guy out of here. No. Keep away from decoy. Your cat matches the beard a little bit. I think it's not as close, but it's kind of in the same ballpark. So it's pretty awesome. So is his name Mango?
Yeah, his name's Mango. He really loves shoulders. I thought I had shut our door so he couldn't get in. But he'll just climb up your back with claws and no regard for your safety.
My man Will Klein and Mango. By the way, I got a chat here. It says from Rob Fire 19, Yankees in 5. What do you mean in 5? It can't be in 5 games in the World Series because that's how many games it took the Dodgers to beat you. Maybe he means Yankees in 5 years after a rebuild and Steinbrenner sells the team to an owner that actually wants to spend. Is that what you mean, my man? Because, you're the team that Chris Taylor said pooped down their leg. Hey, man, the Steinbrenner's dropping the ball worse than Aaron Judge in Game 5. With this free agency. All right, let's keep moving here. We got Torta Tucker coming to LA. I love that. Torta Tucker, baby. He's a bad mother Tucker. All right, guys. So, Paul Aguilar, appreciate you guys. Come find me on the LA Sports Report in a few minutes. We're going to continue the conversation on Kyle Tucker, see if we get anything else new, talk about what the team has to do after this. But give you some shout-outs at the end here. AU Potter, FN, Niels, Capin, Lone, Ron, Don Davis, David Dampy, Corey Foreman, Alpha, Jerry, Steve Saldivar, Jim Johnson, and all you guys rock with me to the end. Got the 3 rings from E-Dog. Okay, I love that. He's the Dammer says, he's the 5th new Catman. We've got Rally Coyote, Kirsch the Goat. Yeah, go back and watch the early episode. We talk a lot about Kirsch. But Carl, Nelson Espinal, that is my man. Double fist for Conforto. The best thing about Conforto is we got the nickname Michael O for Fordo. And but thanks again, guys. Find me over on the LA Sports Report in a few minutes here. And hey, it's great to be a Dodgers fan. This is the golden age of Dodgers baseball. Let's savor it. Let's soak it in. Let's go for the three-peat. Let's go for the all-time dynasty. This is our 90s Bulls, right? This is our Patriots. This is our Showtime Lakers. This is our John Wooden's UCLA, right? This is all-time dynasty stuff that we're going for, and this is another move that proves that the Dodgers are all in, and they're the most all-in franchise in all of professional sports. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Go over to the X and retweet a tweet I put out about a Kyle Tucker jersey I'm going to be giving away. All you got to do is retweet it and subscribe to the LA Sports Report. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.